Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Nina. Thank you for joining me today. So today I am going to share with you guys my thrifted clothing collection. I don't have a huge collection of thrifted clothes, but the pieces that I do have, I love and cherish, and I'm just so grateful that I found. I am very picky generally just about clothes that I end up incorporating into my wardrobe. So the same applies when I'm thrifting. I try to only buy things that I absolutely love and know will get a lot of use from me. So yeah, I thought I could just show you guys the thrifted items that I wear and kind of explain why I chose each piece and what I love about each piece. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. Okay, so all of these pieces I will share little try on clips for so you can see what they look like on. But I'm gonna walk through each piece with you guys, starting with my tops. So the first top that I've thrifted, and I'm gonna try not to say this about every single piece, I think this is probably one of my favorite thrifted items, is this little knit top. It is from Ralph Lauren, and I actually found this at a vintage shop. When I laid eyes on this, I immediately fell in love with this. It is the daintiest and honestly just most unique knitted top I've ever seen. So it has a bit of like a boat neck, which already is a neckline that I love. So that instantly drew me to it. And my favorite detail about this piece is the sleeves. So the sleeves have this little ribbon detail happening, and so you can tie little bows. It's such a thoughtful piece that every time I wear it, I just feel really dainty and beautiful. And yeah, I just absolutely needed this, and I don't think I'll ever find anything like it, so I'm very glad that I picked it up. The next and last top that I have that I've thrifted is this beautiful brown satin dress shirt. As you can tell by what I'm wearing, I already just love wearing dress shirts. So when I saw this in this chocolate, deep chocolate brown color, I immediately knew I had to get it. I am a sucker for this color, and if I see anything in chocolate brown, I'll probably get it. And on top of that, it's got these beautiful kind of billowy sleeves, and the cuffs have this gorgeous button detailing. They're satin buttons. It's just a nice twist on a classic dress shirt. So if I'm getting tired of a classic white dress shirt, or I want to dress up the outfit a little bit, this is such a great option to have. I also just love this deeper V neckline. I think it's very flattering and sexy. This was another immediate buy for me. The next item I'm going to show you guys is a sweater. I believe it's the only sweater that I have thrifted, and it is this gray sweater. It's literally an Abercrombie sweater, but it's such a cute and another very thoughtful piece. I again love that the buttons are in the same material as the rest of the sweater. I just feel like that makes a piece look so much more elevated. And again, I just love the knit details on this piece. The sleeves also have polka dots knitted into them, which I think is so cute. And I also just love that the shoulders are the slightest bit puffy. I think that that's very flattering for me. So that's something that I look for when it comes to tops. I think when it comes to thrifting, fit is a lot of what I look for. If it's a flattering fit, that gets me 50% there. And then if there's just some unique detail about the piece, I pretty much will immediately get it. I was honestly shocked that this was Abercrombie because it honestly reminds me of higher end sweaters from brands like Cezanne. Yeah, I was just very happy with this find. The next two pieces that I'm going to show you are little summer dresses. In fact, they're little black dresses, which is so much fun. I love a little black dress. I found both of these at a vintage store, and guys, I could not believe this fit me. When I saw it on the rack, for some reason I thought it would be too big, but I think that's just the shape of the dress. It's it looks a bit boxier on the hanger. It's just such a stunning piece. It very much reminds me of like an Audrey Hepburn kind of style, which I love Audrey Hepburn, so my eye was immediately drawn to this. I just feel like there's something about vintage pieces that the quality just feels so much better. It just is so smooth on the skin. And then this satin lining around the waist, this little ribbon detail. I was helpless to this. I just needed it immediately, and it's one of my most worn summer dresses. It's very lightweight, so it keeps me cool on like really hot days. I love this. I think if I had to get like a few things out of my apartment if there was a fire, this might be one of them, honestly. This dress, I also was surprised when it fit me. This one I thought would be too small. And so apparently I just don't have a good eye for judging size. Yeah, I was just so happy when it actually fit me. I have always wanted like kind of a lingerie silk slip type dress. Yeah, this is just everything that I could have asked for. I just love this lace detailing, and I love the ruching. Another piece that I feel like is very thoughtfully designed. And I realized I haven't been saying brands. This one is from Lady Lynn. So I'm not really sure. I haven't heard of that brand. It might be just like a lingerie brand, but it's quite a long slip. So I just wear it as a dress. And it also has this lace detail on the hem. Very simple at first glance, but very detailed, and in a way that just makes the piece very special. And just so you guys know, this last dress is from Ann Taylor. So I find that my favorite brands to thrift or shop vintage tend to be Ralph Lauren and Ann Taylor. Those are two brands that I love thrifting. I just think they have such cute like vintage pieces. So I would recommend keeping an eye out for those two brands specifically. The next and last category of clothing that I'm going to show you guys that I've thrifted are blazers. Blazers are, in my opinion, one of the easier clothing items to thrift. There's just so many anytime you go into any thrift store, both in the women's and men's section, so I'd recommend checking both. And it's pretty easy to find like a good fit if you're into like more of a structured or oversized fit. So yeah, let me show these blazers to you guys. So I love an oversized blazer, but I'm still a huge fan of a more tight-fitted blazer. I think there's just something very like old-fashioned about it. Again, reminds me a bit of like Audrey Hepburn and maybe like Parisian style. This is a black blazer that I've thrifted. It's very simple. It's honestly like at first glance on the rack, it looks like everything else. But again, the fit is just where I was like convinced to get it. It fits perfectly. It is a petite. So it's like a size 10 in petite, and the brand is Worthington. There are a few details of this piece that stand out to me. So the first thing is the neckline slash like the lapels. I just love that there's only one button here, and so the V goes very deep. I also love this like black satin lining. I feel like most blazers have a satin lining, but it's just another detail that I like. I wear black blazers a lot. It's just like a key piece that I feel like everyone needs in their wardrobe. So I love pairing this with just like some jeans and a kitten heel. I think that's a very chic look. Again, the lining is very important to me because I like to roll my sleeves, and so the lining always kind of peeks through. So I just make sure that the lining isn't in like a crazy color. Now this next blazer is a bit more of a unique blazer in my eyes. It is a navy blue pinstriped blazer. When it comes to color, the only like real color that I like to wear is navy. And so I was excited to see this. In the store, I honestly don't think I could tell if it was navy or black, but either way, I think it's a gorgeous piece. And if you look up close, it has this like little pinstriped detail, which I loved so much. Like, I don't know that I would have picked this up if it hadn't had that pinstripe detail. I will say the fit is also just like divine. I think it's a bit more oversized than the last blazer that I showed you, but it's not like super oversized. It's just the perfect amount of structured and boxiness that I love. Again, the lining is, I think, like a satin black or navy blue, so the sleeves rolled up look really nice. Yeah, this one is from Banana Republic. In terms of sizing, when it comes to thrifting, I feel like sizing can vary because obviously different brands interpret sizing in different ways. So for blazers, I can be anywhere from like a 2 to a 4. If I want an oversized look, I can be a 6 or a men's. Also, petites sometimes work for me. So I really don't like go by size most of the time when I'm in a thrift store. Like, yes, I can gauge like what sizes I should look at generally, but I wouldn't limit myself to like size 4s, for example. I always look in like various different sizes because you never know what you'll find. Also, things can be like put on the rack incorrectly. So I highly recommend looking beyond like what your technical size might be. And then this last blazer is also a very special piece. It's pieces like this that I just find in a thrift store and I'm like, how is this here? How did someone give this away? This is so special and I need this immediately, like no brainer. And it is this gorgeous Ralph Lauren blazer in a petite size. I think this was $8, which is crazy. But yeah, sometimes the thrifting gods smile upon you and you find a piece like this. There's just so many details about this that I find stunning that I had never really seen before. I think, you know, given it's Ralph Lauren and just the look of it, it is inspired by the equestrian look. It's a perfect fit. So it is a petite and it fits slightly tight on me, but I tend to wear this as a top and not so much as outerwear. And I think that I like it more that way, to be honest, having it as like the central piece of an outfit, kind of leaning into the equestrian look. I think wearing like black riding pants with like riding boots or something like that would be so cute. But yeah, there's so many details to this. Like the collar is black velvet. The way that the waistline is defined here, it like flares out just slightly. It's very flattering. And then the lining is this gorgeous like burnt orange auburn color that I've never seen really. And I want like a dress in this color. It's so gorgeous. It makes me wish I knew how to sew because I would just like go find this fabric and make something out of it. It's really gorgeous. So I love this piece. I'll never get rid of it. And I'd say this blazer was what started my like thrifting journey or my love of thrifting. When I found this, I was like, oh wow, like you can really find things like these if you look hard enough. So yeah, I have a lot of love for that piece. Okay, and the last piece that I have here that I want to show you guys is a jacket. Also Ralph Lauren. Another find that I was just like, how did I find this? It is this gorgeous black wool jacket. It's perfect for the fall weather. This is another one where sizing is just like a little bit weird. It's a size 6, and as far as I can tell, it's not petite, but it fits honestly, in my opinion, like a 2, maybe a 4. So again, like I never go by sizing, but it is a great fit. I just can't layer much under it, so I, again, wear it in like the spring or the fall. Yeah, this is another piece that like, if you were to go into Ralph Lauren today and look at the wool sweaters, they would be thousands of dollars. And I think I got this one for like $120, which is like still steep for thrift stores. The thrift stores in New York can be like pretty pricey, but for a wool coat of this quality, $130 is really like worthwhile to invest in a piece like this. So very reminiscent of like 90s New York fashion. It reminds me a lot of Carolyn Bessette Kennedy, and I honestly wonder if it was produced like during that time. But yeah, it's just really cool to like thrift and kind of journey through different eras and be able to have pieces that are maybe not like contemporary but add just like a lot of personality to your outfits and your wardrobe. So yeah, that was all of my thrifted clothing items. Again, I don't have a lot, but the pieces that I do have, I absolutely adore. I think thrifting a wardrobe is a long process. I know that a lot of people go into thrifting with the intention of like finding a new wardrobe immediately. That would take a lot of time. It's kind of just a long process where when you can, you go, and it's not always like you're gonna find a piece. It can be hit or miss. So I've definitely like developed this thrifted wardrobe over time. Yeah, it's definitely worth the investment of time and it's a lot of fun to do. So I highly recommend thrifting if you aren't a big thrifter. And yeah, let me know if you would be interested in like thrifting tips. I'd be happy to make a video on that as well. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll talk very soon. Bye.